So, hello beautiful people, welcome to the round number 1 of today's stream, where I will try to improve myself in programming. My method is to split it into rounds, as you can see, and each round consists, for today's stream, of 5 minutes of typing exercise and 25 minutes of going through tutorial, coding practice, or building application. But today we will be going through tutorial of the Spring framework, which is a Java framework, which allows us to develop applications much faster. And at least in my area, if you want to have a job as a Java developer, you have to know the Spring or Spring Boot. I do track my progress in a typing, so I can show you here. I brought a simple application which tracks it for me. This is an error rate. This is average all time, which started now like 17 days ago. And that's where I wrote this application, and you can see it's going down, so my unproductive keystrokes are squishing down, which is nice. And you can also see that my words per minute are increasing slowly, steadily, but it is, so I'm definitely making a progress, which is nice. To typing, to practice typing, I use this page, the typing.io. And thank you, Biggie. There is, I like this page because you type what you type in all the special characters which programmers do, you know, like not only question marks, but with parentheses and ampersands, banks, adds, and underscores, and so on. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Come on. Okay. Start the time. Oh, that's kind of like, this is a command, and you don't type command, but I see it. I want to do space instead of enter. Oh well. Yeah, that happens. Well, so let's see how the first typing exercise went up of today. Well, 5:35, that's really not bad. Well, for me. 5:35 is the last, and you can see it's better than all-time average for the last 7 days and even three days, so that's improvement. And we have still 2 minutes to go, so we will be able to maybe do another one. Hey, Invisible. How are you? Nice to see you again. The kids are hopefully sleeping and getting out. Oh yeah. How was the last time you said that they are climbing the beds and they are about to burn the building, right? If I remember correctly. To be honest, I fed up with Java 4 days, so it would be great to get some motivation. Oh, where I am? Over there. Yeah, so today we are doing Spring Framework. I found some actually a video tutorial on YouTube, kind of like, so I will continue in that and see how it goes. I know I'm out of the time, but I will finish it.
Installation. Let's play.
Oh, come on. What should you... Well, you can spend them. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I will finish the typing and we will do that. There we go. Okay, 4%, very nice. 444. So 34. There we go, that's very nice. And that also, look at how did it drive the average down. Hold on, how come here is the average for the last 3 days, 5.7, and here is 6.78. What? Okay. So here comes my favorite blinding hellish device. Here we goes. Here we Okay, so there is for a little bit of interactivity. Originally I bought it because I thought I will be cool. Yeah, it is. It is totally horrible. It's blinding. It's blinding. It's like you probably cannot see because your monitor cannot output as much of a light, right? It's like really blinding. Okay, so we have time to read the comments. I don't know what is JMH. Yeah, because of backwards compatibility, I think would be the answer. Oh, also I will start the timer for the LED light. No, oh, fuck. The benefit of this typing quicker. I mean, oh, well. Yes, it is. No worries. Hey, Alan, how are you? How are you today? Your keyboard is still good? Okay, so we did finish the typing portion of that. Page mapping tool, that sounds simple, but the first try I found it only works perfectly with Java 8. Oh, I was really nastily lazy today. I haven't done anything. I started streaming like a few moments ago. So this is my first like coding training for today. So oh my god, that's horrible. I just tried typing IO for the first time. Yeah, it's like you would have like, I don't know, like 80 words per minute, and then you go to typing IO and you are at 40 or or worse because all of the special characters and so on. Yeah. Well, I kind of like it, you know. Okay, so we are doing the spring, and I saved the video. So we will go there.
And then
This is what we are doing. The music we will turn it down. And yeah, that's brutal, right? It's like I'm really fast, and then you do typing IO, and it's like, oh, where is all my speed? Yeah. And I also saved here. Oh, Also, when we are about this, we have two new things, two new points which you can redeem, to which the brutal light of no mercy have been redeemed today. The other one, which is new, is to change the IDE background, which currently has been set by none other than Piggy, and my background in my IntelliJ is this wonderful piece of art. So I guess that resembles the quality of my code. I guess. So you can also redeem your points. You can feel free to do so. Huge performance. Our colleague is over 40. I cannot type. Sometimes it's funny to watch him. Yeah. Yes. There was a. It will be. It will be in my history. Okay, now you will maybe see something which you shouldn't. Maybe, I don't know. It was on Igmore, right? Donkey. Oh, here we go. Here's the thing, and the timer is off for this abomination, horrible, brutal thing. So that's kind of relief. That is so far my least favorite thing. Hey, Toggle. Yeah, we just ended the brutal light of no mercy thingy, and this is my background today. I'm okay. I was a little bit nasty. I did not program much today. I just started like a few moments ago. So yeah, let's just yeah, that's what happened. And we are doing Spring tutorial today, and I have found out this tutorial on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, even Piggy like found, he was so kind, so he found some another links for freelance work to me to look at, and I kind of decided that I will postpone it till another day because I did not get any like coding experience today. Okay, so
Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be...
Yeah, I can have a look at it later. Okay, so we are here, and in our applications, I remember that what we did was as follows. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yes. Oh, way to hell. Oh, but I do appreciate like all the inputs. So what we did is to separate the responsibilities. How they call it, separate concerns, right? So we have the student service, which is the access point or the controller. Yeah, so the controller is the endpoint, I believe, maybe. Then we have the student service, which will be the place for the logic to live in. Sure, Piggy. And I'll start the timer. And the other thing is, this is the main thing, which we don't run anymore? I don't think so. And we also have the student, which just represents our data. And that's it. Please check Lombok tomorrow, and after that I'll show you some tips to improve your codes. Oh, well, yeah. I know Lombok. I know about Lombok. And the tips would be nice. Although you should save. Oh, you saw all the getters and setters, right? The thing is that I know about the Lombok project was, I think. Yep. I know about it. I do follow the tutorial step by step exactly how he does it. Yeah. Thank you.
Application properties.
Funny thing that yesterday there was another guy and he said, if you install a Lombok on that project, I personally come to your house and uninstalled and delete that shit. It's like, okay. That's kind of strong opinion, one can say. So we'll backtrack a little bit.
Otherwise, let's move on. Alright, now let's go ahead and connect to a real database. So we've got the API layer, service layer, now let's focus on this data access layer. For this course, let me go ahead and steal some code from my Spring Data JPA.
You can just skip the tutorials. If we can talk for about the 10 minutes, I can explain it if you are interested. Yeah, I would be interested. I can join the voice channel even on my Discord if that would be faster way to do that. Sure thing, Piggy.
Course, and in this course you'll learn everything that you need to know about Spring Data JPA. So we cover what is Spring Data JPA, how to connect to real databases, how to map classes to tables, the entity lifecycle, queries, paging, sorting, one-to-one relationships, one-to-many, many-to-many transactions, and a lot more. So in here, what I'm going to do.
So yes, there is. It is on. It's like bad to see. So I have to change it, but it is on the Twitch. Oh, you get it? Okay, cool. Yes. It's bad to. It's hard to see. Okay, so I am in the stream voice channel in there. Hello. I can barely hear you, but hold on. Maybe I set the volume in the Discord lower. Yes, I did. So could you please repeat what you say or say something? Oh, hey. Okay, so I need to balance the audio a little bit so I could hear you. Okay, so we will boost you a little bit up so the viewers can hear you too. Could you say something, please?
Yes, I just want to figure out how we can solve that I hear myself back in the stream, but with a delay. So
Yeah.
it
So
sounds funny.
the best way I would guess is to mute the stream and just hear the audio from the Discord.
Sure,
That's usually how I do it.
sure. And could you please share your screen?
In here? Yes, yes, I can.
Just to eliminate the delay.
Mm-hmm. So share my screen and pum pum pum. Okay, so I want to not a window. I want to share the entire screen. Oh, here it is. Screens. Which one is it? This one. So you will see behind the scenes how it looks on my screen. 720. Yes.
I
Here
see
we go.
nothing happened. I don't know how can I see your screen.
Okay, so now in the stream, there should be something like watch or something. I have a little live icon next to my name.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Cool.
Okay, so the quick start. I sent the Maven setting in the Twitch stream chat.
Mhm.
If you put it into the pom.xml
Sure.
and switch the version to the latest one, you can use it.
Okay, so
And
so the first step would be to create a new project, I guess, right? Or?
not. No. There is already the pom.xml in that project. It is fine to use that.
Okay.
So to show the basics, that student class is perfect.
Okay, so this is the dependency for the Lombok and the latest
Yes.
one. Okay, so that goes inside the dependencies, right?
Yes.
And
Actually, it's not the latest one, but if you change the version of it, it will be fine.
uh-huh. Maybe also it is if we will share the code back and forwards, it will be maybe faster and easier to use pastebin. I think it's the pastebin.com, this thing. Yeah,
I'm not sure if
you don't have to even log in or something. You can just paste it in there. Just for the case we will share a code a lot. Okay, cool. So this looks all right.
maybe it is better I just put the setup link into the stream chat.
Okay.
But yeah, yes, that's the same.
Okay, so adding Lombok. So that's this guy, right?
Yes, that's all. And that GDK 9 plus part, that is something that you don't need, but as you already has the dependencies part at pom.xml, you just have to, yes, exactly, the dependency. Copy paste this one.
So
And I don't know if you have the Lombok plugin installed in IntelliJ or not.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, because it is a default plugin.
So we can have a look.
Yes, you can check at the plugins.
And that is the Lombok. Okay. Lombok. It's bundled.
Yes, it's
so
bundled.
it's there. Okay.
It's fine. Okay. So if you go back to the pom.xml, you can switch the version of this to the latest one, because that version is is just a version that they left on their website.
Mm-hmm. And where do I found the version? Is it on the web page or?
It's a great question. Usually I don't look for this. I just deleted that 1.18.16 part
Mm-hmm.
and leave the remaining part to IntelliJ to figure out its control space, maybe on Windows.
Yeah, it should be.
If it
Okay, so
yes.
18 it says.
Oh, yes, it's relative new.
Okay.
Okay. And if you now click on that Maven refresh button on the top right corner of your editor, that yes, exactly, it will refresh the index
Mm-hmm.
that the IntelliJ uses, so you will have IntelliSense support. Yes. Okay. So now you should go to that student class. And the concept is easy. You can generate tons of code, and yes, there are debates about this, but after the student class, I will show you why it is powerful. Okay. No, by
No?
this moment you
Mm-hmm.
just delete this, but you can delete that getter and setter for the IDs, so we can go do it step by step.
Okay. So the getter and setter. So that would
Yes.
be getter ID. So I will delete this and the setter for ID as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yes, you have getters and setters for the name as well, so you can delete
Also,
those.
I
Getter and
will
set name.
show line numbers, so that will be easier for us to communicate. Okay.
That's 25.
25. So this
21, sorry. Yes, get name and set name.
so those two I should delete too.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Where are the other fields of this class? Just because I see getter and setter for email and name, but at the top of the class I see only ID and name.
Yeah, I let it generate and it's kind of like badly formatted. So I will move the properties to the top so we can view them better.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Okay. And from now we can separate, we can remove the unnecessary part one by one. Am I correct if I say that you use the toString method only for debugging console?
We are outputting like a JSON to the HTML page, so that might be used there as well, but I'm not really sure. I'm not sure.
The reason why I asked because for me it sounds like a typical debug related stuff, and it means it is not mandatory for you to use that exact format. So if you just remove that toString method.
Okay. Done.
Yes, we can start to play with this. Okay, if you go to the, okay, yeah, sorry, you can remove those getters and setters as well.
Okay, so all of the getters and setters, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so that will be this and...
Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So if you go to the top of the class, you can start to write annotations like at toString. Exactly. Okay, now you have a toString method, and you
and I can see it in here, right? If I open the structure, will I see it in here? Oh yes, it is here.
Yes,
string.
and I will show you what it generates later. So
Okay.
could you please add that add getter and add setter? Getter, yes,
Getter,
and setter.
setter.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Okay. If you now compile your project, in theory we change nothing
Yeah,
at
and
this moment.
this one changed as well on the left side. I can see. Do you see that in the structure of the class?
Hmm?
Okay,
Yes.
so
If you compile the project,
compile.
it's Control F9.
Okay, F9. Okay, so
Control
that is
F9.
Control
Yes, and
Control F9. You say?
as I know, yes.
Okay.
But usually I use Mac, so I'm not sure.
Okay, so that's F8,
Oh,
F9. Build project. Yes.
yes,
Uh-huh.
build. Great. And it's okay. It's Command 1 on Mac. What is maybe Alt 1 on IntelliJ to open the project? But how they call it? Project view. Yes.
Oh yes, yes. The project view. Yes.
Hmm? And if you click on the target, you can see the compiled class for student,
Mm-hmm.
because you can click not on the classes,
On the
target
classes.
classes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and you can search for the student. Yes.
Okay, so I
And
open
you
it.
open this.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Important by accessing
Yes.
and using JetBrains. Okay, accept.
Yes, and now you can see what happened to your class. So if you scroll down,
Yeah, there's the
there is the
getters.
toString. You
Uh-huh.
can see the toString that it generated,
Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
and there are the getters and the setters as well.
Oh, it's using the getters and setters, huh? Interesting.
Yes. Okay. That's the first thing that you should know about Lombok, that you can check everything that it generates. So there is no exception. You can see the results in every single case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you go back to the real student class,
Mm-hmm.
no, we could start the fun part. So while you have those multiple constructors, so the first, as I saw, you have a default constructor that takes no arguments at all.
Yes, yes.
Yes, if you delete it,
Mm-hmm.
and you can add the no args constructor.
No args constructor.
Yes, now you have the
Compile.
same. Okay. At this point, you don't need to check every single step. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so and there is the second constructor about student.
Yeah,
Is
so
it contains all of the fields?
this one
Yes.
contains all of it, and this one contains everything but ID.
Yeah. Okay. I just know one possible solution for. I just show one possible solution for this. Okay. The first, the constructor for the all of the arguments is called all orgs constructor.
Oh, maybe capital. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And now
Oh, it's
I
red.
would
It's already defined. Okay, so I should delete the...
exactly.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, and now you can choose to keep that constructor or discard as you want, because as I see, there is no usage on this at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the most simple example to show it how you can generate is if you there is another attribute called required orgs constructors. Are you some
Required.
sure?
Uh-huh. So
Yeah,
that
as
is
I
annotation
remember
too?
that.
And that
Yes,
goes
all of them are annotations.
re.
Required arcs constructor.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and now it generates a constructor for all fields that has a non-null attribute.
Uh-huh.
So if you put that attribute for all fields except the ID, that will generate a constructor that contains all of those fields.
Okay, and so if I do this equals null, that will generate.
No,
No, that's not
no.
how you do it. Okay.
But if you write it after the private,
Mm,
for example, if we take the name,
okay. And
uh,
here I do
no,
what? Annotation
it's
2?
fine. I'm not sure if here or before the private, because I always,
Yeah.
uh,
Look in the. So maybe we can check the web page, right? Of the Lombok.
no,
No, no.
it is okay. I just check it in another project. Yes, you should put it before the private. It's
Before.
called at
Okay.
non. Yes, at non-null.
Capital
Start with
capital N.
capital.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yes, and sadly, you should put that annotation in front of all of the fields except ID, because you want the opposite.
Okay, and here.
Yes,
Oh, hold
you
on.
should put it.
This should be null and this not null, the other ones?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
you should remove it from the ID and put it to all of. No.
Oh,
You should
I see.
just remove it at all.
I see. Okay, and then I will put it in all
Those
of
are non.
all of here. Okay.
Mhm.
That was at. Oh, come on. It was at no null, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? Let me try again. So, Control Q, go down, Shift I, add, non-null, escape. Here we go. Okay, I'm still learning Vim. I don't know it that well.
Yes, and that there is a warning message because there is already a constructor for this. So now you can remove the constructor at the line 28, 25.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, nice.
Okay, and now comes the power of Lombok. As you see, if you extend that class and you add additional fields, then
Okay.
if the field is required, you should just put that at non-null and it is fine. You already have the constructor. So if you go back to the student controller,
Yes.
you see there is a constructor that auto-wires the student service. And if you want to add anything else for that class, that is required, that means you manually had to edit that constructor because I don't know, you want to add the whatever service, that means
I
you
see.
add an extra parameter to that, and you have to do the same again and again.
Okay, so
But
this
if
saves
you
me from rewriting the constructors, the thing we did in the student, right? Right?
Yes, exactly.
And Arc Sarasita, hey, hello. He says, careful with the null pointer exceptions. Is that something we should be concerned with in here, or?
At which part?
I don't know. It is a comment here in the chat.
Yes, but the context is missing, so it is hard to understand.
Okay.
ACR, what is the concept? So
Well, never
at
mind.
which part?
Maybe he will tell us. So this is cool. We generated that thing. What is the next thing?
Yeah. So the only thing that you have to keep in your mind about Lombok that you can try out everything
Mm-hmm.
with a single build. And usually people argue against Lombok because they say that it is auto-generated, so
Mm-hmm.
it costs performance. But usually I answer for this that okay, but the performance issue is at the build time,
Yeah.
not at run.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for my part, I don't care. And the other thing, it is funny because uh, last week one of our junior developers wanted to unit test the getters and setters because
Mm-hmm. What?
he wanted 100% code coverage at the unit test.
Yeah.
And I just said, okay, but what if you use Lombok? In that way, you want to unit test the generated code. So what are the boundaries? I didn't want to stop.
Yeah. I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
So how
but
how did it end up? You did not test the getters and
yes,
setters, right?
yeah, there are still arguments for this, but I still believe that our time is more important than unit testing generated code.
Yeah.
Uh, but in the other part, I would recommend you to check the dependency injection in Spring because, as I remember, you can do it at your controller even without Lombok, and it is possible to auto-wire the fields instead of using constructor. But I'm not 100% confident about this.
So I should check the auto wiring for Lombok. Do I understand it correctly?
No,
No.
no. For the Lombok part, we already discussed how it works. I
Mm-hmm.
just said that you should check the auto wiring of Spring Boot
I
because
see.
there is a chance that at your controller you can do it without Lombok.
The controller, I can
You,
do it without the Lombok. I see. I see. I see.
it's because usually there are three ways to do dependency injection, and only one way is that they call construction injection, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And this one is the construction injection, right? Right here, what
Yes.
we are looking at. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if you want to log something, because you want to debug your application, I would recommend to try out another annotation from Lombok. It's at SL
SL4J or something like that.
SL4J. And if you try this out and check the compiled version, you will see what it puts into your class. Actually, it's just auto wires the logger.
Okay. And what exactly this does? This SLF for J.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How you can check what it generates?
No, well, I can go to compiled class, right?
Yeah, maybe you have to compile first. That answers
I see, I see. Okay, so we will compile it, or build,
yes.
and then we will go to student class. Here we go, and we can check what is in here. So we have a setters, getters. Maybe the best way to view it would be Control F12, and we have a lock method. Okay,
Yes, exactly.
so I go there. That's logger factory get logger. Okay. What is that?
Actually, by default, is as I remember, it just does logging in your console,
Mm-hmm.
and you can set it with properties. But for me, usually the console logging is fine.
And what all will it will it log?
Yeah. So it's a standard logger. So I can show it more easy on
Uh-huh.
your student service or controller. You know, a place where you have
Okay,
actual logic.
here.
Yeah,
So
it was
we
on
will
okay.
add
So if
we'll
with
add.
annotation, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And for example, if you go to the page 19, page, sorry, line,
Uh-huh.
line 19,
Yes. Yes.
and say that log dot and whatever, I don't know, info. Yes, and you know, student, what is that controller? I don't know, constructor.
Oh, okay. So instead
And
of doing system blah blah blah, I just call this. Okay.
yes, and you have different log levels. You have info,
Oh, I
debug.
see. I see. So I suppose I can configure this to log into a file too, right? Or?
Yes.
Ah, I see. I
Uh,
see.
so by default, if you start your application and create a request for this service, I suppose that you will see the output of this at your console output.
Okay, so we can try it. I'll run it. Here we go. It's started. Now, this is all what is in console, and if I open the web page, which is localhost, and that is this guy. So we got that, and now the IntelliJ.
Maybe not there,
Uh-huh.
because it is the output of, or maybe it should be there. And you have to configure Lombok plugin. Let me check this because I'm not sure. Console, how to change it to console logger level. Oh, it's a log level. So, it's strange for me. 'Cause
That's all right.
log with functions may look for EJ. Yes. Look, but oh, you have to create a settings file in your resources folder.
Oh,
I
okay.
just send you a link about this because it's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit complex, but if you just scroll down to the resources part, you will see this a simple setting file.
Resources. Which one is the
I remember
example of logging?
just for resources.
Oh, yeah. What is the
So
resource?
that
Is the Maven configuration file that thing, or
no, it
now we will
says that
create.
that file at source/main/resources.
Okay, so maybe I will search for resources. Okay,
So
yeah.
you are at a place. You just have to create that file
Okay.
and copy that content. It is so complex. I remember it.
So
More
source main
simple.
resources. Source main resources. Here we will create a file. With this name XML, and now I will paste it in all of those. Oh, come on. Copy. Pasty. That's a fair amount. Okay,
I
so
don't know. For me, it is so complex. So I remember the more simple solution.
so now if I rebuild it or rerun, it should work, right?
It was to die. I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's running. We'll make the request by reloading this page. We got the response, and in the console
Says nothing.
that says nothing. Is there a file which might be created, like a log or something?
Where is this resource? I'm not sure. I have to check it. Lombok self for ye. Custom log commons log. Yeah. So, real name. It's strange because it should work. Spring boot SL4EJ. I wonder maybe there is something about Spring. Yes. Oh. Okay, what Baldung says.
I don't remember putting this in. Maybe something which we did not put in. That was on a student class. Oh, that should be okay. Oh, hold on. We did in the controller, and here we did not create the. Well, it's here the annotation, but we don't have here this the logger. I don't see the
Yeah.
logger here. Oh, this is the generated thing. This is the generated thing.
Let's
I'm
see.
looking at the wrong place.
It shows an interesting stuff on the Baldung side. Let's look at that link. It sounds promising. Yes, if you go to the force point, it's called the log4j setup.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it can be something to start. Is the coverage use
It says log over. Okay. So I did add it to the project. We have here another one.
Maybe. Okay, maybe we can try this. So if you start refresh the Maven, you know, with that icon. Okay, that's the reason why I said that sometimes I start to fed up with Java because you know, you start a basic tutorial and you find some little thing that doesn't work.
Reload. Still doesn't do anything.
Okay, maybe it don't. It's something that doesn't work to play with. So maybe it is easier to figure it later.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the other stuff. The other stuff is pretty cool.
No problem. So yes, so usually the argument against Lombok is that it is generated code, and the argument for Lombok is that it is generated code. So, you know.
Yeah, it's like when you hey Alan, so he says 9 out of 10 tutorials. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I also would agree that if you have the like the CPU allowed only on the build, which happens once, that doesn't matter, right? I would say.
Yes, there is two annotation that I must show because you can save tons of time with them. The first is that called add data.
Hello, Lord. Add data. Don't you use Lombok? Here comes the plane. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so what this data does, I saw it
So
somewhere.
I just sent you a link. Actually, it's
that
aggregates
combines multiple
annotations,
files,
yes.
right? Yeah. So implicit getter, setter, toString equals hash code, required art constructor. I see.
Yeah, actually, that is the basic that I use when I create an object that is a result of an HTTP endpoint, or it's a request of an HTTP endpoint, because it makes your object easy to serialize and to parse the object, at your your framework and similar stuff.
I see.
Oh yes, it saves multiple lines.
Yeah. Oh, Lord is leaving. Okay, bye-bye, Lord.
And the other thing is, I don't know if you're familiar with the builder pattern.
With a builder button?
Yes, it's a design pattern called builder.
No, I'm not.
Okay, if you put that annotation to your class, that at builder, it is easier to show the generated code.
Okay.
Okay,
So
and now
builder.
remove all of the other annotation. Oh no, because there will be a build error because you use this. Okay, just build that and check the class that it builds.
Okay, so I'm building it. And now we
Yes.
go to the class.
Student.class. And search for the text builder or build.
That is a method?
Just search for it. Yes. Okay. It creates a class. It's called student builder, and that is the part when the fonting begins. Yes, if you open the definition of this class, student builder, maybe just double shift and type student builder.
Okay.
Oh, IntelliJ, not so. Okay, and if you go back to the generated student class, you can scroll down. Maybe it stores it there, or at the generated sources. I'm not sure. No. There is you already opened that class.
Yeah.
The compile student class. Just push the escape key twice.
I did. So this is the decompiled student.class.
Yes, and you move to the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Maybe it's
no.
No. Oh, where it wants to be there. Okay, let me do a quick check on my machine. I have an object. Oh. Builder on. No, I cannot type. Sorry. Build. With my own class. Okay, anyway, without showing the exact stuff, if you go back to your controller or your service class, I can show the result here as well. And meanwhile, I check my own stuff. If you just go back to the student controller, yes, at page at line 20, and start a new line. Okay, so builder is a design pattern to build objects, and you can actually it works like chaining the method. So you can imagine that you don't want multiple constructors, but you don't know how many fields exactly you want to use at your classes, and you can say that you create a class. It's called a builder that has only one purpose: to build your to generate your class. And class says that you initialize that builder.
Why would
I just show it?
Okay, what will be the benefit? What problems are we solving by having this builder?
As other problem that you solve is that you can imagine that now if you create a new student, you know, for example, for student equals new student.
Yes. So should I do it?
Yes, sure. Yes, but you should put it into, yes, exactly. and now on a new line you just call the setter, I don't know, for the name and the age.
Okay.
Yes, so now you can imagine a situation when you have a class, when you have fields that you don't know how many fields are filled. A typical example is a request object, at an HTTP endpoint, because you have no idea what they put in their JSON when they call it.
Oh,
But
okay.
you can take any kind of example, and you will face with this pattern a lot later. And the problem is with this pattern is that you have to type a lot, because you call the setters every single time. But now you have a builder, so you can say that in a new line, for example, final student, student 2, or another student, it doesn't matter. Yes, and no.
Okay.
But you can say that student with the capital student, yes, dot builder, and now you can start to create. So dot
Ah, like age, for
yes,
example. Oh, age,
yes,
1, 2, 3,
12,
and then dot name.
dot,
Ah.
yes, and yes, and if you put another dot at the end, you can see that every single method inside the property gives back a student builder. That's the reason why you can chain your calls.
Ah, I see. And
then you have,
end it with build, right?
yes, and when you finish, you just call the build method, and it gives you back a student. And now, if you go on the build, your cursor on the build, just
Okay.
go back your cursor.
Yes.
And now it's Control B
Yeah,
on
it's
Windows.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it
It
doesn't
goes
show.
it goes back to the student.
It said, maybe it shows me when I'm working, because I have an ultimate version and it decompiles that as well. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Well, I
But
paid
the design.
for the IntelliJ too, so
Okay, then I don't know why it doesn't shows. But the pattern is that, so it's the same. That actually it creates you an object. So that's the reason why the design pattern builder exists. And to be honest, we use it a lot.
I see. This is very nice. Thank you.
No problem. And that's all about Lombok.
Oh, cool.
And you will see tons of arguments for Lombok and against Lombok as well.
Okay, I will be looking forward to that.
Yeah, when I review codes, the only thing that why I prefer Lombok is that you see less unimportant code, because if you imagine what kind of logic you expect in a getter, for example.
Yeah, there's no logic, right? There's just return. That maybe
Yeah,
I can
that's all.
ask you. This is like on a university, we learned about encapsulation and that we should write the getters and setters and how it is important. And then what I saw in the in like the production code, like there's no logic, like never. It's always just gather and return it and and set it without any logic. So I was thinking to
Yeah,
myself, like, why do we do that, this setters and getters, if we don't put any logic in it, dude?
yeah, it is really rare to put any kind of logic on them, but it has an other thing that you should read about. It's the concept called immutable objects, because usually if you want more bulletproof software,
Mm-hmm.
you can have tricky results if you modify your objects, but you face with this issue really rare, but you can it can be painful.
I see,
But
I see,
yeah,
I see.
if you create a simple CRUD application,
I see. Brandon Blue. Yes, the time was frozen because Invisible Programmer was so kind to jump on call with me and explain and show me around the Lombok. So we stick for an hour in it. It is awesome. It
yes,
was
no worry.
awesome. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much
Okay.
for showing me all of this. And
No problem.
uh,
Thank you.
yeah, especially
I
the
go.
builder pattern. I did not know this at all. I knew a tiny bit about the Lombok. This is awesome. Thank you very much. Once again, I do
Uh,
appreciate it.
no problem. I go back to the listen only mode. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Bye.
so see you in the chat. I'll stop sharing my screen in here. Stop streaming. Stop streaming to the Discord, and I will consider this to be the round one. So, thank you once again, Invisible. It was awesome, and yeah.